Yeah. So Linus Tech Tips, they're a pretty big channel on YouTube. They've I just looked up some stats. The channel itself has been around since 2008. They have something like
Wow.
15 million subscribers or something on YouTube. They're massive. In 2012, Linus Sebastian, I think that's his last name.
Yep. Yep.
He founded LMG, Linus Media Group, which was like the parent company for Linus Tech Tips, along with a bunch of their other channels. He's been CEO of that business ever since. I mean, he's pretty much done everything. Well, I guess he's decided to step down as CEO. I haven't watched his video, so I don't know his reasons why. However, I do know that he's talked a ton about stepping down in the past. I think he's just kind of over probably the responsibility, the responsibility and stuff. So yeah. So let's see what he has to say.
Most successful companies eventually outgrow the leadership of their founders, and it looks like my time is now. Effective July 1st, 2023, after
July,
10
okay.
wild and very eventful years, I will be
Did you
stepping
send
down
this to
as
me
CEO
before,
of
Tyler?
Linus Media Group, Creator Warehouse, and Floatplane Media. I'm
think
sure you
I've
have a
seen
lot
mine.
of questions, and I'm going to try to answer them all here. Like, why now? What's going to happen to the channels and the lab? The truth is, I was never really cut out to be a CEO. I remember putting it on my business cards in the early days when we had only 4 employees, thinking, this feels
A lot, 4
ridiculous.
employees.
And
Right?
I've never really outgrown that. I'm a lot of things. I'm a bottomless pit of creative energy, an excellent motivator and speaker. I'm wicked smart, charming, really funny. But in addition to those strengths, both real and imagined, I have a lot of weaknesses, and chief among them is that I've just never really
Yeah,
had
he's
the
the
attention to
chief.
detail or the temperament that it takes to run an organization this large. I touched on some of this during my infamous 10 million subscriber stream, but the truth is, while I did manage to wrap that up with a positive message about finding motivation to move forward, none of those feelings I talked about ever went away. I wasn't built for this, and I'm tired. Like, really can't do this anymore, tired. And if I try to drag myself through another 10 years of business administration, I know I'm going to destroy myself
Yeah, he
and
must be
probably end
doing
up
it
killing
all,
the company
in
and the
addition to the
community that I
videos
love
and
so
everything.
much in the process. I'm at my
Well,
best
he's in
when
a
I'm
lot, or
pitching
all
new
of them, aren't they?
Yeah, he's in like in probably 95% of the Linus Tech Tips videos.
You
Still.
think he's gonna step down from making videos?
So
No,
yeah,
I
so
think
let's
he's.
find out. I mean, what do you
I
guys
would
think?
be
I have no
shocked.
idea.
I think he's gonna keep doing videos. He
I
just
don't
doesn't want to.
remember. I honestly think he's gonna step away, maybe for an unknown time, to focus on him mentally and his family,
That's fair.
and
Okay.
then maybe come back in a smaller role. Be like, hey, I'm handing the company over. I need some time away to work on me, family. Um,
Okay, well
but I leave you in good
let's not
hands. Yeah.
speculate. Let's let him
Yeah, let's.
do it.
Well, it was. I think interesting to give our opinion.
But yes, yeah. I do wonder what he's gonna do with the channel.
content or product ideas, or when I'm problem solving ways to wipe garbage sites like User Benchmark out once and for all. And I have some good news. None of
Doing
that
free
stuff is going to be
advertisement.
going
Wipe
away.
them out by doing
My
free
new role
advertisement.
is going to be Chief Vision Officer, which is a stupid,
Oh,
like BS
okay.
sounding
So
made
it's
up
just
role,
like
but I think it
changing
really
the
is the
title.
best one. We thought about Creative Officer, but that didn't really encompass what I'm going to be responsible for, because my gut and principles are what got us to where we are today. So I'm still going to be charting the path that I think makes sense. We don't want to lose our moral compass. But when it comes to the details of how to best utilize our resources to get there, I need some help. And I'm sure you have a lot of questions right now, like who our second sponsor is. Just kidding. We're going to get to that later. First, I want to talk about what isn't.
He's shameless.
Did I really write that? Sorry. First, I want to talk about what isn't going to change. And the biggest one is the rest of our leadership team. Yvonne and I spent the last
That's
6
why-
months working with them on my replacement, which included having him work for us on a contract basis to ensure that they feel he is A, a competent manager, and B,
Oh,
the kind of person who can comfortably
So
integrate
who is
into
the new
our team.
CEO?
They are going to be continuing to work alongside him to ensure that this transition goes as smoothly as possible. The next thing that isn't going to change is me. I am not going away. You can expect to see
There
me
you
on
go.
camera just as much as
I
you
was
used
right.
to. I mean,
I'd say it.
ideally, maybe more. since if all goes according to plan, I'm going to be left to do what I
he
do
doesn't
best,
have
which
to
is
focus on all
engage
the
with our community,
stupid
that's
executive
you,
tasks.
and create. Speaking of which,
Yeah, you
I'm going to
can
be
tell
doing
he
a
loves
Q&A
making
session about this
videos.
with
Yeah.
the community in the next week or so. Make sure you're signed up at floatplane.com/LTT so you don't miss it. Also not changing, our ownership structure. Yvonne and I are still the sole shareholders and directors of the company. So there hasn't been some kind of corporate buyout that's going to force us to sell our souls to cover their purchase investment. We
I
did
do
have
like
a
that,
substantial
though.
offer recently to sell out.
Yeah.
And I might as well speak plainly. The offer was $100 million, 60%
Wow.
cash,
Crap.
40% shares in the acquiring company. Basically, it was enough to live in a beachfront hotel for the rest of our lives, for our kids to do that, and for our kids' kids to do the same.
Holy,
We
that is a
decided
lot of
not to
money.
take it, and there were a few reasons for that. First is that, honestly speaking, it wouldn't really change our lifestyle much. I
Yeah,
mean,
because
what are we
he's
going to
already
do?
making-
Buy an even bigger house?
Pretty sure they make like
An
20 or
even
30
faster
million
car?
dollars a
I mean,
year
that's
at
never really
revenue.
been us anyway. Second
Right.
is because we love this company and the people in it. And I just don't think our mission's complete yet. I'm not sure that it will ever be. My point is just that our attitude towards money, so make lots of it and keep reinvesting and building this thing to do even better, it's not going to change, and you're not going to see the kind of short-term thinking that comes from investor pressure. Our long-term thinking is just going to come from this guy instead. On that note, then let's talk about what does change. And
Jeff
this is
Bezos.
actually mostly for the benefit of my team who's watching this, but you guys might as well be in on it. The biggest change is in reporting. No one will report directly into me anymore. If there's an issue with salary transparency, or the snacks in the lunchroom, or the warranty on the backpack, or whatever, I promise you, I give you my personal guarantee, trust me, bro, whatever it is, there is somebody else who's in charge of that, and that is by design.
Yeah,
Yvonne and I
that's the
have
shit
laid
he
out a
wants
clear set of guidelines for how we want this company handled, with integrity and compassion, people first. We want to make strong investments in building something that's going to continue to offer growth opportunities to everyone who's part of our team. Beyond that, though, the buck stops with the new CEO. I'm not going to be stepping in to undermine him. And this is a big shift that's going to mean we're all going to need to break some really old habits. With that out of the way, then, who the hell is this guy, right? The
Who is
keen
that
eyed
guy?
among you might have noticed that the picture I showed you is actually from the roast a few years back. So this isn't your first exposure to Mr. Taran Tong. He was my boss when I worked at NCIX,
Oh.
which makes him kind of unique.
Okay, so NCIX, for those that don't know, is the YouTube channel that Linus was a part of before he started Linus Tech Tips. Actually, I think Linus Tech Tips was part of NCIX, and then he spun it off into its own thing. So yeah.
It's
That's
come
like-
full circle then.
it's come full
Interesting.
Uniquely
circle.
qualified for this position because managing me is a challenging task. I am everywhere. Even the most skilled of administrators have struggled with it. And he's one of the only people to ever successfully do that and teach me. He, and I mean, if I'm being honest, really, one of our other colleagues, begrudging shout out to Jack, the two of them taught me most of what I know about business, both what to do and what not to do. Shout out Jack. In the years since his departure from NCIX, Taran has done
Damn.
stints at Corsair and Dell, both of which have been successful enough that they've thwarted all of my previous attempts to hire him. Seriously, since pretty much day one, I've been looking for an excuse for us to work together again, and every single time I would talk to him, he was worth so much more than the last time that I'd go, damn it, I guess we're not really ready for this yet. But now that the deal is inked, I'm really excited. I'm excited to work with my friend again. I'm excited to have a steady hand that I can trust on the tiller of this ship, a second steady hand. I haven't forgotten about Yvonne, who's the only reason I've lasted this long at all. And I'm also excited about the mentorship that he can provide to me again, and also to the rest of our team. We are headed into a really exciting new chapter, guys. Better videos, better products,
Sure hope so.
new investments that are gonna make us just the primo source of tech information on the web. I'm sure of it. Now, I don't want to say too much more about him for now. Once he's onboarded, I'm sure he's going to want to prepare a little thing to talk to you guys about. You know, it'd be kind of fun. Should I interview him? Is that as funny as I think it is? You know, it doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. In the meantime, I can assure you that he is zero bullshit. He's a super hardworking guy with great attention to detail and not only a ton of experience in the computer industry, he actually has a background in media as well. He formerly wrote at NeoSeeker, if you want to go dig up some of his old articles for fun. Sorry, Taran. Sorry for
I
bringing
don't
that
know
up.
what that
If you guys want some more context for this big change, I would suggest checking out
At
the
all.
I'm Thinking of Retiring stream.
Look how white he is. Look how white and pasty. He did. That was 10
Jesus.
million subscribers. He made this video.
Where is he? I just see a headset.
Holy shit, the headset's floating.
It's
I
like,
thought I was just fucking extremely big,
just
dog.
sell his business for $100 million. This is what he does for his 10 million subscribers.
I'm thinking
He just
of
floats a headset in
retiring.
the middle of his screen. Amazing.
Bro.
Fucking great.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, I didn't realize they got an offer for that big. I mean, obviously, that's probably the first time he's even mentioned it. But, like,
Wow.
damn.
100 millions. Fucking
What would you do
60
with 100 million right now, Stack?
Well, it was 60% cash and then 40% equity, so you get 60 million.
Yeah.
Well, and the
Up front.
government's taking, like, a
Fucking
shitload of that.
so let's just say that you get 31 million, right? Let's just say you get
It's probably
30
like 50 million. I mean, the equity is worth something.
Sure. Okay, whatever.
But that means you're a substantial shareholder and you can't just
Where
sell
in
all
your
of it.
mind, where are you at right now, Stack? With that money, where you're thinking of something, you're somewhere.
Actually redoing this house, getting it up to even though I know I'd probably sink a little bit more than what my house is worth, but I think it would only be fair to just bringing this house up to where it needs to be, and then
You're
sell it and
talking
go.
like you're talking like probably whatever the mortgage is plus another 200,000 at most. That's
No,
like
it
that's
doesn't.
like nothing.
It'd be okay, Stack. You can afford that.
Oh well, yeah, but
You don't
I'm
need
just.
to get the budget out. It's okay.
Hey.
I
You
mean,
gotta
just
think
spend the
about
rest,
shit like
right?
that.
The other $49 million on just weed, right?
Yeah.
Gotta go
The
down to
whole room would be full of weed.
fucking dude. It'd be one big cloud of smoke, dog. I'd like it like this big thing, and
The
just be like,
spaceman.
and just be like in a bubble, and all I have to do is like push a button, and see it just like a big electric heater burns a bunch of it, and I just.
Hi, Hunky.
And then have set off to the side where it just pizza rolls. Ba-ding!
Yeah, there you go.
And he's still
Taco
eating pizza
Bell.
rolls worth $50 million. He's still eating pizza rolls.
Hey, I don't give a fuck how rich you are. If you ain't eating pizza rolls, you ain't living, bitch.
Hey, that's fair.
That's
That's fair.
that's how I believe. You ain't eating pizza rolls and doing the
Yep, because you can't wait to eat them.
yeah,
And they're
because
just still
you're
piping
just so
hot.
fucking baked. You're just so like I want or drunk. I mean, I've had them either way, But baked, dude.
Thanks for being part of our vibrant community. Don't miss out on the latest contents by subscribing and liking.
Want more exclusive content? Become a Patreon on our Patreon page. Unlock a treasure trove of VODs, early access, Q&A sessions, and more.
Thanks for being with us. Subscribe and join Patreon, and let's have fun together.